Good morning, it's Developing Story. My name is Oduayo Sawyer. The federal government has disbursed 50 billion naira to primary health centers across the country through the Basic Healthcare Provision Fund. The coordinating minister of Health and Social Welfare, Ali Pate, announced on his X handle that the federal government has also released over 20 billion naira for the rehabilitation and upgrade of 4,362 PHCs across the 19 northern states and the Federal Capital Territory. He highlighted the progress under the government's health insurance drive, revealing that enrollment is set to surpass the 2024 record of 2.4 million citizens later this year. According to the minister, more than 37 million visits to PHCs were recorded nationwide in the first quarter of 2025 alone, reflecting what he described as a data-driven re-engineering of the country's healthcare delivery system. The United States mission in Nigeria and the United Kingdom have commended the federal government and its security forces for the successful arrest of two wanted leaders of the terrorist group Osrc. The US and the British authorities issued the commendations in separate tweets on X. The arrests of the Osrc terrorist leaders were confirmed following an announcement by the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu. According to Ribadu, the leaders of Osrc were captured in a high-risk intelligence-led counter-terrorism operation conducted between May and July 2025. He said Mahmoud Usman, identified as a self-styled emir of Osrc, was a coordinator of various terrorist sleeper cells across Nigeria and the mastermind of numerous high-profile kidnappings and armed robberies used to finance the group's operations. In a similar post on its X handle, the U.S. Embassy in Nigeria praised the arrests of the terrorist leaders and described the successful operation as a win in Nigeria's quest to end terrorism. Minister of State, Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Tanko Sununu, has lamented that more than 3 million people were internally displaced as a result of flooding, insecurity, and other natural disasters in parts of the country. Sununu raised the concern over Nigeria's worsening humanitarian crisis in Abuja during the inauguration of the House of Representatives Ad Hoc Committee on Flood Management and Response. Sununu explained that the combined effects of natural disasters, insecurity, and shrinking donor support had created a critical humanitarian challenge for the country. He stressed that poverty remained unevenly spread across the country, with the North accounting for about 65% of Nigeria's poor population. Speaker of the House, Tajuddin Abbas, in response, said the Green Chamber remained committed to addressing matters that directly affected Nigerians, including natural disasters. The Speaker urged the committee to identify gaps in Nigeria's preparedness and recommend a clear roadmap for national resilience against flooding. And coming down to Edo State, about 200 secondary school students in the federal local government area have commenced a one-week Digitech training at the Public Service Training Institute PSTI in Laramoki. The program, jointly powered by the Institute, a federal local government, the National Assembly member representing the constituency alongside other stakeholders, is aimed at molding a new generation of future tech giants. Omori Olangbeji reports that the Director General of the PSTI, Olumide Ashere, said the participants were carefully selected from across secondary schools in the council area.
These young minds were drawn from various secondary schools in the federal local government to participate in a summer tech clinic with experts in the world of technology. The program, themed Digitech 2025, goes beyond technical skills. It is about building confidence, fostering teamwork, and instilling the ethical responsibilities that come with creating technology.
Welcome you to this.
In his address, the permanent secretary and Director General of PSTI, Dr. Olumide Ashiri, said that in line with the at-ease agenda of Ondo State Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa, the initiative is to revolutionize the development trajectory of society by focusing on community support initiatives. According to him, the computer training will go a long way in transforming a federal local government into a forward-looking community.
We implore our distinguished guests to encourage our community leaders and youth to patronize our world-class, state-of-the-art tech infrastructure, such as the 250-unit desktop computer CBT center with desktops on computer, with internet, with solar, everything.
The Alara Oba Abiodun Adefenti said the gesture would no doubt expose young minds to the world of technology, urging them to maximize the opportunity.
We are not doing this for you so that you will be able to make money. But what I will say, despite the fact that you are concentrating in your studies, please find the other way around. Have another establishment, have another opportunity of bringing yourself in higher status in life.
Member Idori Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives, represented by Oluwole Fakolobon, noted that since the world has gone digital, it is imperative to carry the young along.
In the society, everything is going digital. So the new system is digitalizing as we speak now. Very soon, we'll be having digital learning, digital dialogue, everything digital. So it's an opportunity for them to have this such program.
Declaring the program open, Chairman of the Federal Local Government, Ajibola Oladipupo, said the initiative is to prepare the students for the future as computer knowledge has become a necessity in competing favorably with global standards.
Dear students, I want you to take this training seriously. What we learn here can be the foundation for career in technology, innovation, entrepreneurship, and even governance.
Others, including Ondo State Algon Chairman Benga Fashua, lauded the initiative, describing it as a unique opportunity for securing the future of society.
This initiative will not only broaden their horizon, but also ignite their passion to science, to technology, to engineering, even mathematics. Fields that are critical to national development.
So I want to please give them 100% attendance and support. Listen to what they are teaching you. This program, to my belief, will complement what we are doing in the classroom.
For the next 7 days, participants will be trained by computer scientists in various aspects of ICT, programming, software development, and more. Omoyola Humbeji, Osrc News.
In other news, former Anambra State Governor Peter Obi has urged Nigerians to register and collect their permanent voter cards, PVCs, ahead of the 2027 general election. Obi, who said with the PVC, Nigerians could make rigging difficult in the 2027 election, described the PVC as the most powerful tool to make a positive change, saying the power to build a better Nigeria was in the citizens' hands. The Labour Party presidential candidate in the 2023 general election, in a statement shared on X, described PVC as a voice of the voiceless and enjoined Nigerians to make their vote count by active participation in politics. The federal government says that it will reciprocate the new U.S. visa policy with equal measures, stressing that U.S. citizens intending to visit Nigeria will be subjected to the same measures. The federal government says it will convene an interagency meeting to agree on the best way to respond to the new visa regulation. The U.S. mission in Nigeria had earlier issued the warning that defaulters could also be denied future entry into the United States. The latest visa rule is an expansion of an earlier and similar regulation targeted at international student visa applicants, which required them to list and also remove the privacy settings from their social media handles to allow for proper vetting of the applications. And on the foreign scene, U.S. President Donald Trump has told President Volodymyr Zelensky that the United States would help guarantee Ukraine's security in any deal to end Russia's war there, though the extent of any assistance was not immediately clear. Trump made the pledge during an extraordinary summit at the White House, where he hosted Zelensky and a group of European allies following his meeting on Friday in Alaska with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Zelensky hailed the promise as a major step forward, adding that the guarantees would be formalized on paper within the next week to 10 days. Zelensky also said Ukraine has offered to buy about $90 billion worth of U.S. weapons. The tone at this meeting was much warmer than a disastrous Oval Office meeting that saw Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance publicly criticize the Ukrainian leader in February, but a peace deal still appeared far from imminent. And that's it on Developing Stories. Thank you so much for watching. Good morning. Go.